Hola amigos, and welcome back to the wonderful magic town of Real del Monte, or Mineral del Monte, in the state of Hidalgo in central Mexico. And as you can see from behind me, there are blue skies, there are people moving roadworks, a police car just stopped in front of me, and there's also a guy letting off fireworks right next to me. But you know what? Sod all that, because today I'm taking off the polished YouTuber thing that you see in other videos and just being myself, for Christ's sake, you know? And the reason for that is the end is nigh. This is potentially my final video in Mexico for 2019. Or is it? And I just want to have a relaxed time today, have some food. I was going to do a pasty tour video, but you know what? I'm not a food YouTuber, and I don't have the stomach the size of a house. Therefore, I'm going to have one pasty, and then we're going to talk about something extremely serious, right? It might be slightly controversial. It's all about the subject of my Mexico. You'll know what I'm talking about later, all right? So let's go. You know what, the funny thing about pasties is they are not a new thing for me in Mexico, because every time I used to get the bus from Autobus del Monte in Mexico City, I used to go to Los Pasties and have a pasty con frijol y chorizo. And forever they've always been an amazing thing. But you know what, until I got here, I didn't realise that they were such a part of Mexican cuisine, especially in this region. So yeah, they've always been a thing. Brilliant. So there's a place up here which I've been going to a lot, I must admit. It is slightly mainstream because, you know, pasties, it's not just like independent shops. There are chains like Los Pasties and Real de Plateros. It's the place I'm going now, right? Hasta luego. Right, I do apologise if I shit myself in a moment because of the fireworks going off. I did get hit in the face by a firework when I was about 12. I'm mentally scarred. I have another pasty. What is this? Pasty-orama? And this one is papas y carne, potatoes and meat. And the reason I'm having this is because all the other pastas I've had have been, you know, very Mexican style, with frijol, chorizo, the al pastor one in the last video, but English Cornish pasties are very much about potato and meat and onion. Oh God, it is just like one from England, which I don't like, because I really don't like potatoes or onions, but we're going to see what it's like. Pasty, mark about 923, I think. Oh! Okay, this has something special. It's got that Mexican twist. I'm not sure what it is, but it's got some sort of spice in it, which is beautiful. This is better than English proper Cornish pasties. I'm going out on a limb and saying it, right? It's okay. Not the best I've had. There is another place around the corner that does a cream of chicken one, which is quite possibly the best thing I've ever had. But I wanted to do this because, you know, England, I'm going back to England in a week, and you know what, I'm going to do a video when I'm in England comparing pasties. Brilliant! Okay, we've had a bit of fun, kind of, we've had some food, now it's time to get serious, despite the fact that I do need a piss, so if I wet myself, I do apologise. But the thing I want to talk about, to kind of end my time in Mexico again this time, is by going back to the beginning, talking about my Mexico. So, I first came to Mexico in 2018, March 2018, and back then, Mexico was just another country, and I did a video in Culiacan in Mexico City called First Impressions of Mexico City, original title, right? In that video, I described the fact that I didn't have these preconceptions of Mexico when I first came here. I saw on my Facebook memories a couple of weeks ago, there was a photo of Teotihuacan that I'd posted before I left the UK 3 years ago, saying, can't wait to go to Mexico. So Mexico has always been on my agenda. It was always going to be a big part of this channel, which I don't think a lot of people know. Some people say to me, oh, the only reason you came to Mexico is because you saw other YouTubers in Mexico getting a lot of views. That's bullshit, because as a travel YouTuber, I don't watch other travel channels, if I'm honest. You know, maybe I did a long time ago in the beginning, but now, because I do it, I don't want to watch travel videos. You know, I have enough stress doing it myself. You know, those YouTubers in Mexico I had never seen before I got here. And when I first got here, I started seeing on my YouTube recommendations all these videos from American YouTubers in Mexico saying, you know, positives of Mexico, dangers of Mexico. And I know I joke about it, shocked, everyone's shocked with Mexico all the time, and it baffled me. I couldn't understand why do people do this with Mexico but not other countries. I was completely naive. I didn't know anything about the relationship between the US and Mexico and the whole media thing and the negativity. So back then I thought, this is great. There are YouTubers coming to Mexico, showcasing this country and the positives, encouraging people to come here, whether it be for a vacation or for moving to Mexico like many of them do. And that was great, and I very much jumped on that bandwagon. In the early days, I think you can see that, and it's changed very much now. The thing with that is that, yeah, it was a positive in the beginning, but the longer I've stayed here, it has become the biggest negative of Mexico. It's toxic, it's insidious, and it's sinister. The problem with YouTube that unfortunately not a lot of people realise is that YouTube is a business. And as a business, you create a product that your consumers want to consume. And in this case, it's videos about Mexico aimed at people who have never been to Mexico before, have maybe watched Donald Trump talking about the wall, or, you know, talked about this, you know, the whole thing with the media, you know. And that's something that people just don't realise, that especially for people with YouTube as a sole or main income, it's their job. So they will create what their viewers want to see. They won't do videos like this, where I'm basically being straight up honest about the situation, because they won't get views from this, they won't get subscribers. People don't want to see someone negative and shitty about things, and you might think I'm slagging off other YouTubers. I'm not, because I completely understand why they do it. If that was my position, where that was my job, I would be doing videos. Top 10 dangers of Mexico. I would be doing videos pretending that I'm shocked by the 27th magic town that I go to. I'm not shocked, you know. But in terms of thumbnails and clickbait and clickable titles, that's what viewers want to see. And unfortunately, not all people that watch YouTube videos are intelligent. I'm fortunate that I think every one of you is intelligent, because I see that in the comments. The level of intelligence and intellect that you have is brilliant. I would rather have 16,000 of you than 200,000 idiots. When you watch videos of Mexico where people are talking about this shit, quite honestly, recycled ideas about dangers and is Mexico safe and all that crap, you know, take it with a pinch of salt, because you've got to realise that these people are earning money. That's their job. You know, I teach English. That's my primary income. I have Patreon, I have other bits here and there. YouTube is about 12% of my income, I think, so I hope that puts it in perspective. So I have teaching English to fall back on. I don't have YouTube as this all-encompassing, you know, thing that takes over my life. That's the thing that has ruined my time in Mexico. And I said before in other videos about why I want to leave and go back to Europe. Primarily it is about the whole long-term travel thing not working for me anymore, and the fact that I just want to change the way I travel. And it's not really to do with Mexico, but there is that one thing that has absolutely ruined my time in Mexico. I am sick of seeing the same old crap videos being uploaded, recycled ideas that people did videos of 2 years ago. It's toxic. You know, it gives people now the wrong impression of Mexico, because I have so many people messaging me saying, oh, I watched all these videos, I came to Mexico, and it wasn't as amazing as everyone said. Mexico is just another country. There isn't this thing that Mexico is this enigma, that it's this miraculous place where it shares absolutely nothing with anywhere else in the world, like it's this one-off. It's not. It's just another country. Yes, there are fantastic things about Mexico, and I will be the first person to say that Mexico is fantastic, but you've got to look at it in the real world. These people are making money. That's their job, that's their business, and I have every respect for those people that do that. You know, I'm going to mention names, because I did a video a while ago where I didn't mention names, and these YouTubers specifically asked me to mention names in future. So Tangerine Travels, Kinetic Kittens, a lot of you watch them. They're young Americans that are in Mexico, and as I said, I have respect for them, because they're doing their job, and they're doing it well, because they're getting viewers and they're getting subscribers, and that will continue. But you've got to look beyond that and think for yourself. And in terms of my Mexico, this is my Mexico, because I haven't been influenced by these people. I haven't been influenced by the toxic YouTube game. I've remembered to look at Mexico just like any other country, that it's not this enigma, and that's how it needs to be for each and every one of you. Okay? So I'm proud and I'm happy that I have this impression of Mexico, lasting impression as I'm leaving, that this is my Mexico, and I haven't been influenced by these people. I think that's it, before I start crying, because I'm getting emotional now. Firework! So thank you for listening. I hope you get what I'm saying with this. I know it's been a bit of a rant. I'm not coming across as negative and all that shit. Like I said, I respect people that do it as their job. It's not for me. That's not what I want to do with my life. Yes, I'm continuing with YouTube when I leave Mexico, but as I said, it's all about enjoying it. You know, this is just a fun thing that I do. Yes, it earns me a bit of money, a very small amount of money every month. I'm not denying that, but it's not my primary objective in life. I'm 37, I'm almost 40. You know, if I was in my early 20s, it would be a different story. You know, I've had a career, I've owned a house. You know, those people, potentially that's what they're aiming to do, and good on them, you know, because that's what you've got to do in your 20s. You've got to take advantage of life and the opportunities that are around you. So, yeah, brilliant. Thanks for watching, and you may see me in Mexico again in the near future. Thank you, Mexico. It's been brilliant. Hasta luego.